we hear the word bombshell, and I think certainly it's true in this case. Meghan, Harry and the war between the Windsors is indeed the title. How toxic do you believe the entire relationship?
You are not ready for this, because what Tom Bower and Lady C just dropped, it's nuclear. Harry and Meghan's picture-perfect family image, completely unraveling. And not because of a little tabloid rumor, no. We're talking about a massive cover-up years in the making. Tom Bower, the fearless royal biographer, and the brutally honest Lady Colin Campbell have blown the lid right off something truly spine-chilling. Are you sitting down? Because according to them, Archie and Lilibet might not be Harry and Meghan's biological kids. Or worse, they might not be theirs at all. Yep, you heard that right. These kids, who were supposed to symbolize their escape from royal oppression and their fresh new start in America, could just be part of a staged act. A full-blown, camera-ready brand-building illusion. And before you say no way, let's talk about what they've actually shown us. Practically nothing.
But it's just impossible, especially with Harry's memoir about to come out. But ever since Meghan left Britain and then did the Oprah Winfrey interview, it's been really poisonous.
Well, before writing the book and researching the book, what camp were you?
All we've ever seen are edited clips and blurred footage. The kids have been used more like props than actual human beings, just enough to tug at your heartstrings in a Netflix doc or a photo op, but never really seen. No public appearances, no unfiltered moments, not even a stroller caught by the paparazzi. Harry and Meghan claim they want privacy, but the level of secrecy they maintain, it's unnatural, it's calculated, and it screams, we're hiding something.
The monarchy, I believe, obviously in the Queen, and I think it's marvellous that we have this terrific family. I wrote a very critical book of Prince Charles 4 years ago, which he hated, but it was very true and was a pretty good sale. But I didn't really begin thinking about Meghan other than interest until the Oprah Winfrey interview.
Now, let's compare that to Prince William and Princess Kate. They've managed to keep their children protected while still being visible. Family events, public milestones, there's a balance. There's transparency. But Meghan and Harry? They've taken invisibility to a whole new level. No public christenings, no hospital exit photos. Just grainy, suspiciously polished footage when they feel like reminding us they have kids. And don't forget, they've built their entire brand on being authentic. So why all the smoke and mirrors?
I thought she behaved so badly, and Harry too, that I wanted to know what happened before. What was her life about that would lead her into that interview where she said so many things which were...
Tom Bower has studied the royal family for years, but even he couldn't ignore the weird inconsistencies in the official records of Archie and Lilibet. Want to hear something wild? Lilibet's birth location was changed after the fact. That's not a typo, that's not a glitch. That's a deliberate move, and it's highly irregular in both the UK and US systems. And Archie? Oh, his birth record is a mess. Meghan's name? Removed, then added back. No explanation.
Friends and the people she'd worked with in Hollywood, on Suits and other places, to talk to me. So obviously I had to work hard to get the balance, but I think it's a book which is balanced. I think it's fair. The reader will make up his or her mind whether she's good or bad.
And let's be real, those aren't mistakes. Those are red flags. Legal experts say this kind of thing doesn't happen unless someone is trying to cover something up. And then comes Lady C, dropping a bomb of her own. She straight up said the kids in the videos don't even look like the same kids over time. We're talking changes in eye color, ear shape, age progression that just doesn't make sense. And she's not alone. Online communities have been dissecting these Christmas cards and footage, and the differences are hard to ignore. What does this mean? Are we watching different children each time? Or are we not watching real children at all?
People from contacting
Absolutely.
you? Do you believe that happened?
Oh, I know it happened. I mean, this is my 26th book. I know when people are cutting me out, and it was just ridiculous how difficult it was to get to people who I genuinely wanted to hear the good side of her from. But obviously, she is a person who controls the narrative. She controls people.
Lady C didn't hold back. She said what a lot of people have been thinking but were too scared to say. They don't need children. They need the idea of children. Let that sink in. This isn't parenting. This is performance. Even in their heavily hyped Netflix series, where you'd expect to see raw, intimate family moments, everything felt off. The kids' faces were always turned away. The footage cut awkwardly. The backgrounds? Too clean, too fake. Almost like a green screen job. Digital analysts went over the footage and found hints of overlays and shadows that didn't belong. Glitches, artifacts, edits. If you've got a real family, why not just show them? Why go through this much effort to manufacture what should be natural?
When she doesn't like them, she's a very determined woman, and she thought she could cut me off, and she failed.
It's interesting when you say in terms of balance and you describe her as ambitious, but I always kind of feel when the word ambitious is used to describe a man, it's seen as being successful and positively ruthless.
Let's talk logistics. In this day and age, even D-list celebs can't keep their kids away from cameras. Someone's always catching a snap, leaving school, heading into the park, boarding a flight. Yet somehow, not a single candid of Archie or Lilibet exists. Meghan traveled with them, supposedly, and not one airline worker, hotel concierge, or fan with a smartphone caught a glimpse? Statistically, that's impossible. Unless, of course, the kids just aren't there. Even their latest Christmas card looked suspiciously photoshopped. And the public? They're done playing along.
It's used to describe a woman because I think, which is obviously very sexist, but it slightly alludes to the woman in a negative light, that she's being sort of negatively ruthless. I don't think ambitious always sits very well, but you do believe that that is what she is.
Well, I live with a very, very successful woman. I love her.
Here's where it gets even darker. There's zero legal protection filed for these children. Nothing. Celebs like Kristen Bell and Ryan Gosling go to war to keep their kids' faces out of the press. Restraining orders, court motions, lawsuits. And Harry? The guy who's been crying privacy for years? Nothing. Not a single documented attempt to legally protect Archie or Lilibet. Legal experts say that's not just strange, it's damning. Because you only file for protection when there's someone real to protect. And if these kids aren't real, not in the way they've been presented, then all the lawsuits, the interviews, the heartbreak stories, they collapse under their own lies.
Strive and achieve. There's nothing I think is finer, greater. Best company is a really ambitious, successful woman. So no, I think Meghan must be good company on her terms. I mean, the point about her is, of course she's successful and ambitious, and she has made it. She was in third-rate acting, and she's now a global icon.
Now get this, because this next part is straight out of a scandal movie. A former Hollywood casting agent came forward anonymously to a major US tabloid. And what did they say? That Meghan and Harry contacted modeling agencies, specifically asking for biracial toddlers who matched vague, general descriptions. Not for a photo shoot, not for an ad campaign, but for family footage. Let's do the math. This happened right before the Oprah interview and the Netflix show, just when the pressure was on for them to show off their home life. If this is true, it's not just manipulation, it's fraud. Pretending to be parents while auditioning kids to play the part? What even is this? This isn't royal behavior. This is Hollywood fakery at its ugliest. Prince Harry has always leaned on the memory of his mother, Princess Diana, like a shield. Her tragic story, her struggle with the press, he's used it as a reason for everything. Leaving the royal family, fighting the tabloids, wanting privacy for his kids. But if those kids don't even exist the way he claims, then everything changes. Suddenly, it's not about honoring Diana, it's about exploiting her. Harry, the grieving son we sympathized with, becomes Harry the manipulator, spinning his trauma into PR gold, and using that tragedy, not to protect a family, but to build a fake one. The shift from sympathy to suspicion is brutal, and people are catching on, fast. The silence from Hollywood is getting louder by the day. Where are their friends now? George and Amal Clooney? Crickets? Serena Williams? She used to post about Meghan nonstop. Now, not a single word for over a year. Oprah gave them a platform, sure, but since then, nothing. In a world where silence equals distance, they've all pulled away. And why wouldn't they? The second this scandal explodes, nobody wants their name attached. If Meghan and Harry's family image is a house of cards, no one wants to be caught holding the last one when it all collapses. Hollywood doesn't gamble with reputations. They cut ties. This isn't just a PR mess, it's an identity crisis. Everything the Sussexes built, this perfect woke royal escape fantasy, it's on the verge of imploding. And the pressure is suffocating. Tom Bower and Lady C's claims have gone viral. Every gossip site, every YouTube channel, every Twitter thread, everyone's dissecting, debating, demanding answers. And Harry and Meghan? they're stuck. If they suddenly release real photos of Archie and Lilibet, the internet will tear those images apart, frame by frame, for proof of edits, swaps, fakes. And if they stay silent, that just adds fuel to the fire. Either way, they lose. Their silence? It's starting to look like guilt. Their next move? It could make or break whatever's left of their image. But right now, they seem frozen, paralyzed, like the whole fairy tale is cracking, and they don't know how to stop it. And the fallout? Oh, it's not just public opinion. Behind the scenes, the business deals are unraveling. Netflix was once thrilled to have exclusive access to the Sussex family. But after all these questions about the kids surfaced, sources say they're scrubbing future plans involving them. One senior producer even told a tabloid, "We don't touch anything that smells like child fabrication. That's a no-go." Think about that. Netflix, the very platform that built them up, wants out. And let's not forget Spotify. Everyone thought their split was about creative differences. But now, it's looking like reputational damage control. Spotify saw what was coming and got out early. What used to be a wholesome, relatable family image now looks like a made-for-TV fantasy falling apart in real time. Even the Sussexes' most loyal fans are backing away. Online forums that once defended them with fire are now filled with doubt. People are asking real questions, and they want real answers. Where are the kids? Why no legal filings? Why does everything look so staged? The old protect the children excuse doesn't hold up anymore, not when everything else feels like a performance. Across YouTube, Reddit, Facebook, and even the comment sections of major publications, the tide is turning. People feel lied to. They gave their empathy, their support. They cheered Harry and Meghan on, thought they were breaking free from a cold, outdated system. And now, they feel used. As one Daily Mail comment put it, "If this is true, we were all played, and I want my empathy back." And guess what? The Sussexes have disappeared. Since these rumors took over the headlines, Meghan and Harry have been nowhere to be seen. No red carpets, no interviews, no glamorous appearances, nothing. And it's not just coincidence. Multiple insiders confirm the couple's been quietly dropped from upcoming charity events, awards galas, and celebrity fundraisers. Why? Because no one wants a potential fraud scandal walking into their room. One top publicist didn't mince words. They're unstable, unpredictable, and now possibly dishonest. That's not someone you want in your campaign or sitting at your table. Let that sink in. Meghan, who once saw herself as the next Oprah, is now viewed more like the next reality TV flameout, a cautionary tale. The A-list dream is over. What's left behind? A broken brand built on two flimsy storylines, a royal escape and invisible heirs. And those two storylines, they're collapsing at the same time.